NHL Nightly with your host, the sports, a.k.a. Peter Lebowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico and Barry. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NHL Nightly. I'm your host, Jeremiah Maxwell, a.k.a. the Sports Beard. With me, as always, Rico and Barry. Waiting on a few. Maybe we get Tim York. Maybe we get Pearlo. I think they're getting a little old for the 10:30, maybe, Rico.
You never know, man. Pearlo moved from Edmonton to Fort Wayne, so
I'm telling you, bro, that you get used to that mountain time. I can't do the East Coast time, man. It's going to be hard if we end up moving to the East Coast. I'll tell you tonight, too, dude. It needed to be 10:30. Too many games to count. I mean, right now, Vegas and Winnipeg are in overtime. If you're catching a little bit of that.
Yeah, man, I was mostly dialed into the Leaf game, but yeah, I've been catching bits and snips of other games too. Like, man, I thought Chicago was gonna.
Yeah, sad. Yesterday, it wasn't announced until today that he was coming back. I don't know what to tell you, man. I can't give you information that I don't have. So
nobody knew, man. Nobody knew. JT Miller was asked by reporters today, like, he's like, I'm playing tonight, by the way, and I don't want to answer any questions about.
Yeah. And by the way, the Canucks are up 1-0 on the Panthers, by the way. And so I'll just go through the games real quick. Obviously, Devils get a good one, win 3-1 against the Kings. Kings had 13 shots on goal. 13 shots on goal. Nashville is beating the pants off of Dallas right now, 4-1 with 2:30 to go. I have that game on. The Islanders hold on to beat the Blackhawks 5-4. I turned that game off because I thought it was over.
Weird night.
Sharks beat the Blues 4-3. The Caps edge out. The Caps had 37 shots on goal and beat Jet Greaves 2-1. Hope you took the under. I think we talked about under in that game. The Flyers get a hat trick from Scott Laughton, and they beat the Red Wings 4-1. The Penguins put up 9 goals. Here's Tim. Tim, how's it going?
Afternoon, evening, guys. How are you?
What's up?
How are you?
I watched the Leafs-Ducks game. That was a good game. 3-2, the Leafs. Every time you thought the Leafs were going to pull away, the Ducks would score.
Yep.
Let's talk about that right away, Rico. I know you watched that game. Tim, you're a Leafs fan.
I was there. I was watching.
You were at the game.
No, I was watching.
Okay.
Close enough.
Stolarz goes out in the first. That's the big news of the day. I was going to lead with Zegras getting his knee surgery out for 6 weeks. That's good news for the Ducks, only 6 weeks. But Stolarz going out. They don't know. They're going to know more tomorrow. Ugh. Brutal. The Leafs have the second highest save percentage between their goalies.
Yeah.
That's got to be a tough one. Where are you guys sitting?
Yeah, and like Stolarz doesn't have a heavy workload, but he has an injury history as well too with his knees. So I know he pulled himself out, and he kind of pointed at the bench as well too that there was something going on with his legs. So you're gonna get the guys that say, you know what, he shouldn't have started 2 games in a row. They should be going back to back. But I mean, the guys put up a performance in New Jersey. So if the guy has an unbelievable game, you're going to play him the next game. So, I mean,
Rico, too, it wasn't like a back-to-back.
Exactly.
No.
So, they got to give one of those guys
the whole idea that Wool should be in net and all the superstition shit, it doesn't matter. But, I mean, Willie Nylander was cherry-picking a little bit tonight, but the Max Pacioretty was unbelievable. Like, the guy's right into the top 6. Amazing game, man. He's like such a good player, such a smart player. He's not as fast to the net as he used to be, but when he gets there, he knows what to do.
I got to tell you, he was snake bitten with the Caps last year. He just couldn't buy a goal, but he did not play bad. He just didn't get a lot of minutes. I still think he was getting his body back into hockey shape for a good part of the season. So I actually like that signing for the Leafs. I go, here's a guy who on a good day is top 6 on any team in the NHL. I think you got to love that. You got 2 goals out of him. I would have liked to see him out on the ice at the end there to get a hat trick.
Yep.
Marner couldn't put it in, and he had 2 shots.
Yeah. Mitch Marner had 2 chances to ice that game and didn't. So yeah. I mean, look, here's the thing too, man. The Leafs are winning close games. That was not their MO. This is good news for Toronto. So I love it. Here's another shocker. Utah has 3 goals on the Avalanche. Now I know Wedgwood's playing, I think, his 3rd start in a row because Blackwood was traded, but he's sick, I believe. So I think Dylan Gunther has a pair too tonight for them. So 2 goals. That kid's turning into a player. 12 goals on the season already. The Kraken up 2-0 on the Austin Bruins. I told people, don't sleep on the Kraken. They're playing some good hockey. They didn't even deserve the game. Also, hey, how about this? The Pittsburgh Penguins have put up as many points as the Rams have, and the Rams are winning their game 9-6 on Thursday Night Football on Prime. I'm assuming you guys get that in Canada as well. The Penguins have 9 points, and the Canadians had a safety. Which sucked because the Canadians started off with a nice goal from Suzuki. I was like, all right, here we go. We're going to get a good game from the Habs here. I'd like to see him put together a full 60 minutes. Have not seen it. I have to say, too, the biggest disappointment tonight, without question, has been this Oilers-Wild game. Not a fun game. I switched it off. It's 6-1 now. Oilers 6-1. When guys like Troy Stetcher are scoring, I just want to see somebody put some pressure on Edmonton in their own end because that's where they could get dominated. But they never don't have the puck. So, But
what's Tim York's take on the Leaf game tonight?
Yeah, just as I'm doing that. Thanks a lot. I like seeing Domi down on the 3rd line on the right wing. Not necessarily 3rd line, but wing for him is probably a better spot than center. I look for a little bit more out of him tonight. He was so-so. He wasn't all that great. They started choppy again. Like for a team with that much talent now and the ability to go hard.
Thanks, son.
God almighty. The first 10 minutes of that period, I was just like, fuck, here we go again. And again with sloppy Leafs hockey, right? That's what we always call it. Overall, I liked it. I thought Marner was a little soft on the puck again tonight. He's been pretty good, though, pretty decent. So I'm avoiding whipping him this year. The goaltending for me, I'm not too worried about it right now because Hildeby's playing decent in the AHL.
Yeah, you got
right?
that.
So and he's had a couple games in the NHL.
Don't you guys still have Matt Murray in your system too?
Murray's still hiding out somewhere. He's still there, so you might even see a Matt. And don't forget, I think I said in the summer, 5 games of Matt Murray at least. So that's probably going to come true, right? And then everybody else will point at I think it's 27 games max. Neither of the goalies, that's their top for a season. Between Stolarz and Woll, they've never played more than 27 in a season. Do the
Matt
math.
Murray's probably sitting in a room listening to Eminem. Hey, Matt Murray, I'm Eminem. I'm going to lose myself in the moment.
He's seeing a contract. One thing I found this stat today. I thought this was really interesting. Leafs goals, grand total of 82 so far in the season. 58 of them have been scored by the Big Five, if you include in Nyes. 24 from the rest of the team. So obviously, again, bottom 6 scoring is lacking. So the general hope is they get going. I do like Pacioretty. I thought that was a good signing. Not a lot of money involved or invested in a guy who actually has 2 years less on his body than his age actually shows him to be. So
I agree with that.
Right?
More than that, Tim. More than that, because he missed a lot of time.
He did, yeah, but that's that 2 seasons, right? Like you say,
in a row.
Yeah.
So he missed 2 full seasons. Then count all the injuries he's had before then, where he missed. That guy has probably missed 4 seasons of hockey throughout his career.
And that's miles on his body that he's not seeing at 34 or 35, whatever the fuck.
He doesn't look like a 34-year-old. He looks like a 29-year-old right now.
Tavares looking good again in front of the net. I don't care what anybody says.
No, he looks good.
You get him in front of the net. He knows what he's doing. So I don't want to sign him again. Don't get me wrong.
He was a direct reason, Tim, that those goals were scored for the Leafs, I think.
Yeah.
And Tavares can't play run and gun. Like, look, he was ineffective against the New Jersey Devils because he can't, like, if it's a neutral zone game where there's speed It's a little tough for Tavares, but
it is.
Teams like Anaheim where he could penetrate the net and get around the offensive zone a little bit and just have some offensive zone time with the team on the forecheck, he's a lot more effective. So it all depends on who Toronto plays. This
Calgary Tampa Bay game is good. It's 4-3 going into the third. Just the second just ended. So those were the jerseys I picked tonight, just because they're beautiful jerseys. But Utah still up 3-0. Oilers I was hoping that would be a good game, like not a good game. I want to see
off the road trip too.
What? Yeah, Minnie's off on a road trip, but Middleton went out after the first, so that's bad. He's been playing in their top player. We were just talking about Leafs beating the Ducks. Kraken are up 2-0 on the Bruins. Only about a minute left in the first. Saad just let you know it's 2-0 Canucks. They are going into the second period there. We talked about the Penguins winning 9-2. Devils win 3-1. Flyers beat the Red Wings 4-1. Caps win 2-1 in OT. 2 goals. Rico called it. He was in the goal scoring props. He had Protoss. And then the Islanders hold on to a 5-4 win. Blackhawks got a flurry of goals there at the end. But to start the game, Connor Bedard scored on the power play. He's got to get going. Everybody wants to see that. But they got a couple from Tyler Bertuzzi late in the game. So he's getting going a little bit. That's good. Maybe Chicago can actually string a few points together here. To me, guys, the shock of the night was the Sharks beat the Blues in St. Louis. That wasn't as big. The Sharks have been playing some good hockey. If you watch them, they've only had really one clunker. But the Predators beating the Stars 4-1 in Dallas.
Oh, wow, that's huge. Yeah.
But Ryan O'Reilly has a couple of goals. We thought he was out. He played. So they had him listed as day-to-day. He has a couple of goals. That's definitely a guy they got to get going there, too. And then our friend Saad, who was here, he let us know, just as we went live, the Vegas Golden Knights won in overtime. Victor Olofsson, Ivan Barbashev.
Yeah, Barbashev.
Yeah, Barbashev. So.
Yeah, I remember I said on the show last night, watch out for Tommy Novak, too, because he got benched in Montreal when O'Reilly was hurt, and he came back and scored a goal. Novak tonight, and O'Reilly had a pair, too, so. Well, they need more scoring and more production from the center ice position. They were hoping Novak would have took another step there, and he's been playing better the last 2 games after the benching in Montreal. So I said keep an eye on Novak going forward because he's got a lot of potential.
I don't know if it was Jeff Merrick or his guest, but today he mentioned how can a team like Nashville draft so well defensively, so well goaltending-wise, but they can just never figure out the center ice position, like ever. It's baffling to me. Like offense goes to die in Nashville. But tonight they put a nice win together. They had to stop the bleeding at some point, but that was definitely not a game any of us had, I'm sure.
Heck no.
So,
yeah. But like we spoke of last night, San Jose getting seen at celebrities, or St. Louis being seen at celebrities bar in Vancouver, and St. Louis on a road trip. Like, these guys are human. They're young. They're in their early 20s. They're going to go out. They're going to have some fun. There's a lot more than we know going on in the NHL as far as spots go. And then we see the score next day, and we're like, holy moly, this team was plus 300. How the hell did they win that game? I mean, these guys got to show up to work every day, and sometimes they don't feel good.
Sometimes they don't.
There's a lot we don't know about. And Rich H from Van City just happened to see these Blues at the bar in Vancouver, or else nobody would have known, right?
Hey,
so.
And
the
listen
bar he manages there too. He manages the bar. Yeah, that was the guy that did it.
Yeah, like Binnington is friends with the host DJ. So,
what's up with your mic, Pearlo?
Oh, my mic's not working?
Okay, you're a little bit better if you're closer.
You're a little shallow.
I'll move it. I think I got it too far away.
Yeah,
how's that?
That better? You're just real echoey. It actually sounded like you were in that room with the piano. Okay. I want to say this too, man. Like, if you're not watching the Sharks, you are missing out. Backlund Celebrini has another 2 goals. Like,
Unreal.
This guy is must-see television. He has 10 goals on the season.
Yeah.
So, 10 goals.
And he could be a college freshman right now.
Yep. Probably should be. If they weren't in such bad shape, if they weren't in such bad shape, he probably wouldn't be playing up in the NHL this year.
So is Celebrini going to be better than Connor Bedard?
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, right now it looks like if we made that decision today, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Well,
interesting.
If you look just on the top of it, he's 16 points in 19 games for Celebrini. That's pretty decent, right? Bedard's been in that sophomore slump, and that's a true thing too, right? Mm-hmm. Second year in, they think they got it figured out, and all of a sudden they don't have it figured out.
I think too, Tim. It's fair to say that teams are keying in on him. Like,
that's the other part of that, right? Like, it's all well and good to, Celebrini's a good player, so is Bedard. There's nothing wrong with either one of them.
If you're Chicago,
if you don't have enough guys around you that you can shelter him a little bit, then they're in trouble, right?
That Chicago needs to be bad for 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah, same with St. Louis or San Jose. I mean,
yeah,
right, because these are the teams they're going to take one of those two teams with trade draft picks, and they'll get guys back. And you're right, the league will turn itself over again, but it takes time.
San Jose is going to play themselves out of a top 5 pick, though. That's what I'm worried about because they're playing that good of hockey.
Well,
I mean,
let's see.
They are.
They'll fade down the stretch, though. They got a lot of young players not used to a grueling 82 games.
Right.
After the holidays in February.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, Mario Ferraro might be the best defensive defenseman in hockey. That guy is unbelievable. I mean,
and people had him traded a year ago.
Well, his name gets brought up by people because they want him on their team. That's why. And San Jose's not trading him. I've never once heard legit trade rumor with his name in. I've heard his name get mentioned a lot. That's because teams are trying to manifest getting a good player from another team. Yeah. And Mike Greer ain't making bad deals right now. I'll tell you that right now.
No, he's done shipping shit out the door, I think.
Well, dude, I mean, just Mackenzie
realistically
Blackwood.
Though, like they're all. Yeah.
Okay. Avi, we kind of talked about that. You're a little late to the show, Avi. So, you got it. I don't think they're unstoppable. I just feel like the Minnesota laid a clunker. Middleton going down on the first hurt them. They just laid a clunker. They had a bad game. Real quick, we talked about Zegras real quick. 6 weeks successful MCL surgery. That's good news. We were hearing a lot longer. So, JB talked a little bit about Domi today on the show, Justin Bourne on Kipper and Bourne, and I wanted to bring this up. I do agree Domi should be playing in the top 6. He will get points if he's playing with the skill. He's not a bottom guy. He needs to play top 6 minutes. So they need to have him with Marner or Matthews or somebody. Like, get him up there.
He looks better on the wing than he does at center.
Yeah, play him at left wing. I agree.
But unfortunately, right now, there's no space for him in the top 6 because everybody else is playing just as good.
Well, then Bobby McMahon's coming back in the lineup. You drop him in the bottom 6, then you might get some scoring in the bottom 6.
But that was what I was getting at earlier was Domi was supposed to play with Holmberg and Dewar today. No, Minton.
Yeah, but he's not going to get any points playing with those.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, you got to find it somewhere, and you play with what you get, right? Like, if you get 11 minutes a night, then make those the best 11 minutes of the night every night. Like, that's what you're going to have to do. Right?
Yeah, so. we just talked about that, Avi. We just talked about that game, the Preds and the Stars. But I think right before you showed up, we were talking about it. So, I know right now he's persona non grata in Toronto, but I just feel like let's get him on a line with some skill where he can distribute the puck. That's his game anyway.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have probably kept Bertuzzi over Domi, just my opinion, but they felt differently. And I know he's from there and he's wanted to play there his whole life. So also Dakota Mermis got claimed by Utah Hockey Club. That's how bad they are on the defensive end right now. They just are claiming guys. But Mermis was a guy I'd heard kind of his name rumbling when he was with the Marlies and stuff.
Yep.
So what do you think happened there, Tim? Rico, give us a little bit of insight on that.
You first, me. You don't know. I know a little bit about him. He was considered a decent prospect. He played a decent game. If I've got my stats right on him, he's like 6'2", almost 200, or just slightly over 200. Yeah, Cooch with a 4-point night. It's kind of surprising that Toronto actually let him go, because even though it looks really nice, there's not a lot of depth in that in the Marlies and in the farm system for defensemen. So yeah, I almost thought this year you might see Steves or
but he aged out, Tim. He was beyond he's been there more than 4 years.
Yeah, right. So but he just never seemed to hit, right? So again, you'd like to keep a little bit of depth in the system, especially, a guy that's been there for a while, but right, you do what you do. You basically put him on waivers if nobody claims him. Great, you get to keep him. If not, well, fuck, so be it, right?
Right.
You never know. You might see him coming back around. Like, that's the thing with the AHL. I noticed, like, a lot of their guys that they get moved around, and within 6 months, 8 months, they're right back where they're coming back through the door again. So
Rico, you didn't have any. You're not familiar with his game.
No.
Okay, I had heard his name before. Hot Take had talked about him a little bit too. So I was going to see if he was actually getting. I don't know if he's.
He played in Minnesota. He played like 30-some games in Minnesota last year, I think.
Oh no, I don't think so. No, I think he's been with.
Maybe I'm
Leafs.
thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, I think you're thinking. Like I say, the stats I saw today.
So he's not skating. He's not skating with Utah tonight, but obviously Utah is missing Sean Dursey. They've got some big injuries.
Yep.
They made the trade for Oli Mata. They brought in Ian Cole, obviously the Sergachev trade. I like Sergachev, but he is not a top 2 pair guy. I mean, he's a top 4 guy for sure, but he's not a
He's not a driver. Like he's your number 2. He's your number 2 or 3. Better in a 3, because then you don't have as much pressure on him. But he's meant to run the power play.
Oh, my bad. Mermis is 30.
Right. So
he's been around a lot longer.
Yeah. So
yeah, you're not wrong. Pearlo, you were not wrong. You were 100% right. He did play for Minnesota.
Last year.
3 games.
I watched him play last year. He's just a very simple guy. He plays a simple game. He's not going to hurt you. He's not a bad guy.
By the way, organizationally, guess who drafted him? The Arizona Coyotes, which is now the Utah Hockey Club. So Bill Armstrong obviously liked this guy's game.
Right. Again, come through the door fucking 6 years later.
Yeah, so he only played 3 games with the Marlies this year. So, and then I thought he was a lot younger. So he's 30. I mean, but again, defensemen, sometimes they mature like a fine wine. This guy could be a difference maker.
Right.
He's 6 foot, 194 pounds, not anything left shot D, not anything major, but obviously they pick up his contract, getting him on waivers. So they probably just didn't have room for him. It sounds like they have a pretty heavy, the Leafs have a pretty heavy roster. Whether whether you have a lot of young guys or not, they have a lot of money to spend on both sides. So the AHL doesn't have a salary cap. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Nope. So you could have $40 million in the AHL.
You can do what the fuck you please in the AHL
and bring guys up, I guess. So
and just to give you a quick one, because this stat popped up when I was looking for Mermis. Matt Murray, 912 save percentage so far in 6 AHL games this year.
Yeah, there you go.
Bring him up.
Dude, I'm saying, like, you could see it.
Yeah, I know. I said it at the start of the year. One of the 2 guys gets hurt. You're going to go through Hildeby, but you might actually see Murray like that. They might call him up. And the best part that could be here was
you said it, Tim. You said it. You did say at the beginning of the year 5 starts from Matt Murray.
Right?
But you could not have anticipated.
No.
Stolars and Wall have both played.
Yeah, so no. If you told me Stolarz was going to be a 922, I would have laughed at you. I would have never thought a 922 save average this far into the season, right? With the amount of games he's been playing, right? Very clearly the 1A right now as far as that goes. So
I picked the Rams to win this game.
So did I.
Jason Robertson got to be moving this trade. Both Robertsons actually.
Well, Nick Robertson, they can't give away.
No, I know, right? And Jason, he seems to be having an issue in Dallas now. Like
I just think he's having an off year. Also think Sagan going down was huge for them. That line was crushing it.
Yeah.
Teams get a book on you and you have to raise your game. I think that's a big part of it. Also, too, Rupe Hent's been in and out of the lineup for them, so I do not think Jason Robertson is getting traded, Avi.
No. But
crack. Now, Nick Robertson, waivers are traded for sure, but the problem is nobody needs an undersized winger that can maybe score in the NHL. That's the book on Robertson. Nick Robertson.
Exactly.
He's a great in the AHL. He's probably a 50 guy. I just think, you know what? The Caps had this guy forever in their system. Chris Bork, his dad's a Hall of Famer. He's good, best friends with Ryan Whitney. This guy had all the makeup, and I thought for sure he would be in the NHL at some point. He never could make it, but I think he won 2 or 3 Calder Cups with the Bears. Like, sometimes you're just an AHL guy, and that's where you are. It sucks. Yeah. But, I mean, and look, it's not like he didn't come from good stock, So.
And that was Ottinger's first home loss of the year, by the way.
Yeah, dude. Unbelievable. What a crazy one. Just considering, too, Nashville's shit. So, best game of the year for Nashville.
Nashville shit? I know the degenerate Bostonian was drinking a Nashville Kool-Aid, too. I think he had a lot of preseason bets on them to, win the cup, make the playoffs, win the division. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we all think about it, they went on that big run to get in the playoffs. They probably should have beat Vancouver in the first round. They outplayed them, in my opinion. And then you add Stamkos, Marchessault, Shea. You really didn't subtract from that team. Obviously, they lost the one guy that's in Vancouver. That guy seems to be making a difference. But I'm blown away by how awful they are. Like, no one had that in their book.
No.
I had them on the bubble to make the playoffs. I didn't think they'd be this bad.
No, I had them making the playoffs. I actually had them finishing second in that division. I figured they were going to be better than what they are, right?
No, again, I thought they were going to struggle early and then just figure it out after a while because it's just too many players and they don't have much center depth. Too many players for chemistry and all that. I thought it would take a bit, but I didn't think it would keep on like this.
We need them. Avi, we need him, but Ovi's coming back. It looks like so. I don't know.
Yeah, they said he was on the ice in a red sweater.
Can this fucking game end? Nothing happens quick in football. 11 seconds left. Take 25 fucking minutes. I want to switch over to the fucking Kraken game.
What did Samuel get a touchdown?
No, it's 12-6.
Jesus Christ!
All field goals. 4 field goals for the Rams and 2 for the Niners.
I don't know what's going on with the Niners, too. All of a sudden,
they are been injury plagued, man. Yep. They lost Ayuk. They've lost McCaffrey's been out most of the year.
Yeah, he's gone now. He's gone now for the year.
Yeah. You can't take. So. Yeah, I'm assuming.
No,
he already missed most of the year anyway.
Well, this is it. Yeah, no, that was announced. I heard it yesterday. I think they said he was gone for the season now. So.
Avi says you got Avi's diehard Bruins fan. Avi B's played all right in the first, but Pasta took a dumb penalty, 4-minute high sticking. Yeah, again, still waiting for this game to end.
And then real quick in Calgary, Huberdeau very quietly putting together a
really good season.
20 points in 29 games, right? It's not what they want. They want more, but whatever it is, what it is.
I'm waving to your wife, Rico.
Oh, Mrs. Rico.
She made an appointment. We saw her through the door.
Kucherov with a 4-point night, and Zary with another goal. Love him. He's looking good.
Dude, Zary. Oh, speaking of which, Hagel just scored. Make it 5-3.
Good.
That'll kill that game.
Yeah.
Should anyway.
The Wild screwed me up a bit.
Oh, they were
today,
terrible.
Besides that, I had a good day.
Well, and
besides that, I had a good day.
Like Panthers losing 2-0 to Vancouver. No, I did. I do have that on a draw. I've got a draw there. So
I got the over.
I'm telling you, the Panthers aren't what they're just not. Again, I don't like what I've seen from them so far. I think in the playoffs they're going to be fine because the way they play their game. But just right now, I don't.
They're doing what Tampa Bay did when they won their 3 cups. Like they
look tired.
Season early. They
2 cups.
Yeah.
That's
two cups. Sorry. Since they went to the finals 3 times. Since they went to the finals 3 times is what I mean.
Yeah, they did go 3 in a row. Yeah, for sure.
Right. But don't.
I could easily see Florida in the finals again in the East. The East is I don't know. I don't know what to think of the East, but I've liked what I've seen from Toronto. There's some hope there. The Rangers are dog shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like
Carolina needs a goaltender. They get a goaltender where they'll do well.
Dude,
you know who Carolina's talking to? I heard today.
Anaheim for John Gibson. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me.
They need to do it. They need to finally just go pull the trigger. This is their window. Honestly, they're losing games this year that I did not expect them to lose. They came out of the books going like, all right, they're going to be good, but they're losing games I did not expect. So, I mean, they're third in the Metro, so they're fine, but
they're positioning themselves, and Rod's got them. Rod's got them set up
at home. So
I just can't believe Freddie Anderson's injured again.
Oh fuck yeah!
Dude, shock.
Who? Little China girl? Jesus Christ! I said that 2 years ago. They keep giving him contracts, and I'm like, why?
Well,
he is literally breaking down in front of their face.
But you got to have somebody other than who's their backup?
Yeah.
No. Kochekov is their
Spencer
starter.
Martin. Isn't Spencer Martin?
Spencer Martin. There you go. Yes, Spencer Martin. So, but they have a plus 21 goals against. I mean, they're going to be a bitch to get out of the playoffs again.
I thought they would scoop Blackwood before, like possibly. Colorado and Carolina were the 2 teams I thought would go for them. But
here's why I don't think Blackwood made sense for them. Blackwood was used to facing a lot of shots with San Jose. He's still going to face a lot of shots with Colorado because they aren't good defensively.
I don't think so. They actually have one of the best.
Perlo, they're losing to Utah tonight, 3-0 right now as we speak. The Colorado Avalanche.
No, I know. I picked Utah. I picked Utah to win that game because it was a
bad spot. Colorado off a road trip too is a bad spot.
I know, but they aren't playing good defensively.
The shot suppression is one of the top in the league for shot suppression.
But Colorado is not a good defensive team.
That's what makes
Perlo.
That's what makes Georgiev so bad. They have one of the best shot suppressions.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
But I think they've given up 105 goals on the year, okay? And they've only scored 101. So they're a -4. As good offensively as they are, they're shit defensively. So, and they've not got
I think it's all Georgiev. I think that's all Georgiev being absolute garbage. I think that's all Georgiev being garbage.
Right. They're in the playoffs as we speak. So even if you've gotten the shit goaltending that they got from Georgiev and Annunen, which they replaced their entire platoon, I still think Colorado is a Stanley Cup contending team. But because I think Vegas had a really good win tonight. That was the game of the night right there. To come back and win that game in overtime against Winnipeg on Winnipeg's home ice, that was a good win. And, they're scoring goals. Vegas is.
Colorado's too top heavy. I'd take Vegas in a series against Colorado if I put $100 on it tomorrow.
Well, but they're not going to play. Vegas is not going to play Colorado until the conference finals.
But I just meant if these 2 teams faced each other tomorrow, I'd take the Golden Knights and I'd put a brown one on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If it happened tomorrow, for sure. Right. Because don't forget, like, and especially with Colorado, like they're missing 3D. They're missing Manson, Pullman, and Shillington. Shillington hasn't been as good this year. I was kind of hoping he'd look way better.
He's been banged up.
He has been. And then you're still Duran and Landeskog out. Like the same.
They're not ever getting Landeskog back.
No. But Duran should be back. Like, and he was back out again. But same thing with Colorado, right? We always say when they get healthy, they're a decent team, and they are.
Oh right? No, they're a Stanley Cup team.
They need to be healthy, right? Same as any other team, but especially in the defense, right? Manson not being in that lineup is huge.
No, that's big time. He's top 4 for them all day long. Absolutely.
So the question is, can they outscore their problems until everybody gets back? With Colorado, that's probably the one team that can consistently, anyway, right? And they've shown that over the years. So do they make the playoffs? I think they do. I think it's another first round exit though, because I don't think their goaltending's enough to get them past the first round. So
if you shut down McKinnon, Makar, and Rantanen and Nikushkin, I mean, they're really, really top heavy. They're bottom 6.
Oh yeah,
they remind me of the Leafs, man. They need scoring from their bottom 6. Their depth,
and they got to pay Rantanen in the offseason here.
Yeah, right.
That's real interesting.
Like I say, if they have good goaltending, then all of a sudden that team's a whole different ballgame, right? Yeah. If Georgiev would have worked out for them, shit, we'd probably be looking at another 2 cups in Colorado. Let's be honest. So
there's a team out there that need their stars and the guys that get paid there to show up every single night. It's Colorado. If they don't show up, they're in
trouble. Yeah. It's the same with any other team though that's set up the way same way. And this year especially, a lot of these teams that we all thought at the start of the year, we didn't think Rangers are going to be dog shit. We didn't think Colorado.
I had them in the Cup Finals.
So did I.
Right, and if you'd have told me Nashville would be 20 points middle of December, I'd have laughed in your face. Said you're dreaming. All right, we all thought they won the offseason. So whatever the case may be, these teams.
Well, they definitely won the offseason.
Yeah, right. But like by virtue of that, like we were all looking at it going, oh wow, they're great. They're gonna look really good this year.
Yeah.
Goaltending sucks, right? Like say the center depth has been down. Injuries. Everybody's talking about the injuries. So.
And we're going to look back at that trade for Askarov and be like, how did San Jose get this guy for next to nothing?
Right. I think they're not going to be happy with that going down the road. I think they made a mistake there myself.
San Jose is.
San Jose's happy as could be, right? But I didn't like that trade. I thought it was
asked for a trade. He asked for a trade right after they signed Saros. So
yeah, because once they signed Saros to an 8-year deal, that spelled the end of Askarov going in to be his replacement. And I get why they kept Saros, but I'll be honest with you, I think they already probably are regretting that in some regard. Saros will get his game back.
He'll get his game back, but they're going to lose the season because of it, right? But it wouldn't have hurt Askarov if he was smart. He'd have played 2 more years in Nashville behind Saros. He would have played 30 a year. He'd have got paid good money, and then he would have got paid by somebody to be a starter. And he'd be better at it than what he is now.
So the rumors I heard was that Trotz wasn't a big fan of him because he did like the push-up bar celebration and stuff. I mean, dude, God forbid we have some fucking players with some personality in this league.
Yeah.
I know. I'm with you on that. That freaking pisses me off that people
right.
Stuff like that.
We want them to say shit. We want them to be the people they are, and then when they're the people we get all upset.
Ovechkin got killed for it by Don Cherry for fucking years. So, that was totally little xenophobia hidden in those insults from Don Cherry too. But
what you people or those people?
I mean, I actually was listening to that when he said that, and I didn't think it was that controversial. I thought he was just saying, "Hey, go buy a poppy." To me, it was like promote the poppy thing. I didn't really get what people got bent out of shape about. But again, I don't live in Canada, so
he got a little offside. He did.
Yeah, it's like if you're yelling at a crowd, "Hey, you people having a good time tonight?" I'm not saying you people.
I don't think he deserved.
He meant it as just everybody.
He didn't deserve everything.
Just everyone wear a poppy instead of you people.
Exactly. And dude, when I go to Canada, I wear a poppy because I'm military, and my wife's Uncle Dale was in the Canadian almost special forces or whatever's right below that. So
Deal sounded like a cold-blooded killer.
He's a good dude.
They were going to get rid of him at the end of the year anyway, so they're just. It's a CBC. They want to make.
Don Cherry.
Don Cherry. Oh,
Don Cherry. They were going to get rid of him at the end of the year.
What I don't get this about Canada, everybody blames Ron McLean. I'm like, Ron McLean didn't do shit.
Ron McLean's got shit to do with that.
Dude,
I know what. I mean, what is
point
Ron
the finger
McLean
society, man. They got to point it at someone.
I don't understand that. Why do they shit on Ron McLean so much? I see these guys on Twitter just wanting to fucking kill. Come on, Don Cherry should still have his job. I'm like, what is Ron? It's like Ron McLean doesn't run the damn. If Ron McLean ran it, I bet you Don Cherry kept his job.
Yeah.
The reason why is because Cherry said that he was disappointed with the way McLean handled it. And blah 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 blah. If you're like a Cherry fan, like a lot of the if you're a Cherry fan, like a lot of the guys are, you're gonna just fall on every word that Cherry says. So that's the reason why he got slammed.
McLean seems like a yes man as well too, so he might have not backed him up off the camera as well too. You never know.
Well, that's fair, but like, what's he supposed to do? He didn't say it.
No, like he was very on air. You could tell he wasn't happy with what he said, but he's like, you said it, not me. Like when the day comes, it's my job and your job. I'm keeping mine. You're losing yours because you're an idiot. Don didn't get fired just for that remark. Don got fired for 10 years of him saying what he thought. Plain and simple.
Yeah, he said a lot of shit. I was going to say, that was like the least controversial.
Yeah, no, Don said way worse and way more about other people, right? Like way worse.
It was like, I just kind of thought he was one of those guys they weren't going to fire.
Yeah.
So,
no. Some intern had his hand on the buzzer and it just happened.
Don Cherry's the Archie Bunker of hockey.
Yeah.
right.
Dude, he does like
if you were to take Archie Bunker and put him in a suit and put him out there, you got Don Cherry.
So make Archie Bunker Canadian, it's Don
Cherry. Do you feel like Don Cherry was a little bit of a caricature of actually who he was as a person, though? Because it sounds like off the ice, he was kind of a quiet guy. Did you ever see that movie Jared Kesso did that was like a biopic of him? I thought it was great.
No,
they made a Don Cherry, the guy who plays Shorzy, Jared Kesso, plays Don Cherry. It was great. I enjoyed the movie.
I'll have to check that out.
I was like, oh, wow. And you get a appreciation for like how difficult it was for those hockey players back in the day, too. I mean, the guy made peanuts. So we were all
exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
he has a podcast with his son, right?
Yeah, Tim. I think Tim Cherry.
Yeah. You subscribe to his podcast. They go on for about 15 minutes. They talk about the day before, what happened in hockey and stuff, and they get Don. You could tell he's just kind of sitting in his easy chair, just answering questions that his son asks him and stuff. And yeah, it's a quick little podcast, but they do it pretty much daily.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
3 times a week.
Hot Take did an interview with Tim Cherry. Go to Hot Take Hockey, and he can give you the what's happening.
Gino and more. No, Don Cherry's Grapevine podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don Cherry's Grapevine.
At least he was smart enough to copyright.
He doesn't need the money
with his name over the years, right? There's so many people that the 32 Thoughts podcast, right? As soon as they fired Merrick out the door, right? That went away, right? And they had to change that up. Whereas Don was smart. He kept the Grapevine and a couple other things that it was in his name. So
I'm sure he had like written into his contract that stuff belonged.
You would think so, right? Between the CBC and everybody else.
I feel like Don was a pretty good businessman. So, Brock Besser scored. Did Brock Besser score? Yeah. So 3-0. Thank you, Avi, for the Brock Besser. By the way, speaking of guy about to get paid. Brock Besser, he's gonna get some money.
He's like a Reinhardt, man. When the puck's on his stick, he'll just put it in the net.
All right.
Well, not the flashiest guy. Brock Besser's not going to drive a line for you, but he's like a Reinhardt.
No, he'll score 40 fucking goals a season for you, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Right.
Yep.
Contract. Where's his contract?
Well, that was a penalty. I don't know how you don't call that.
Yeah,
that should be a penalty shot.
Refereeing's
been earned himself a penalty shot here and did not get it. Okay, let me get Pearlo back in.
Refereeing's been less than stellar this year.
Oh, dude, that was god awful in the Cap. The Caps got a one power play. It was annotated or whatever, shortened. So they had 120 in the game, and Lars Eller got hooked for 40 seconds left. Plain as day, penalty. This is a penalty here. I don't know how they don't call this a penalty. The guy lets his stick go.
Speaking of Bessie, real quick. Oh,
go ahead, Tim.
Speaking of Bessie, real quick, 6.6 the final year, so he'll probably jump up to around 8.
I think 8 times 8 is probably not even an overpay for him, to be quite frank.
I'd lock him up to the Timo Meier contract. Just go 8 times 8 and go 64 mil.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
Because at some point,
worth every penny of it.
He might actually fall into that category of being a good player that's just not going to be able to get the contract he actually deserves. He's going to have to settle for a contract that.
Well, if he goes to UFA, he's getting 80.
Yeah, but the problem is there somebody out there that's going to have like the turnover rate? We'll see where it all falls at the end of the year. I just don't think I don't even know if Vancouver can afford 8x8 for him.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, but I think they're going to have to make it work. Honestly,
if the cap goes up by $3 million, they're laughing. Right, that's not a problem.
Yeah, I heard it could be up as much as 5. It's already going. It's actually, Tim. It's for sure going to be 4.5 million. Like, we know that for sure.
Yeah, true enough, right?
So it will be 4.5 million more this year. So we'll talk about that, Avi. We'll talk about that later. Oh, yeah. So, Avi, I've been impressed with Strome and McMichael. McMichael's a little streaky, but he's really raised his game to another level. He's where I thought Hendrix Lapierre was last year in the AHL. He really scored well. I actually think Hendrix should be playing in the A again this year. He's not ready for the league, I don't think. But they got him there. And I'm okay with John Carlson not being on the USA roster. The Capitals are one of 2 teams that didn't have anybody, so it's healthy. I'm with JR and Tim Peel on their podcast. JR was like, who cares about this Four Nations Cup? I mean, shit, it's about winning the Stanley Cup. And he's not wrong. You want to win the Stanley Cup. Like, no one gives a fuck about the Four Nations Cup when it comes down to it. Yes, Olympics, we care about. But this ain't that. So
that's why I'm thinking it's going to be a glorified All-Star game. I don't think they're going to play hard, get the blood, sweat, and tears in it. That's what I thought from day one. I don't know if you're going to get the blood, sweat, and tears.
We got to wait till February, but we're not far away from it. No. So let's just jump in tomorrow. There won't be a show formally. I'll have Sammy Silver from the Hockey News on. I haven't solidified a time with her, but Sammy, she covers the Caps. She works for the Associated Press. She lives in DC. She plays women's hockey. She's awesome read. She was the only writer last year nationally to write about Ovechkin's stick thing, where they stopped making a CCM stop making Ovechkin's stick. Everybody's like, what's wrong with him? Well, he had to change sticks, and it took him half the year to figure out what stick worked for him. Oh, and what game, Avi? That's a goal. What game are you talking about? Live games real quick before we go. Utah Hockey Club 3-0. 5:50 left to go in that game. The Lightning on 5 on the and Canucks 3-0 on the no goal. They said no goal in the game. Avi, no goal in the Kraken game. Under review, no goal. No goal.
That's what he was getting. I think that's the reason why he said that. Is he's saying that's a goal, even though it was not bad.
Yeah, no goal. They just waved it off. 2-0 Kraken still. That game's halfway over. Ducks lose the Maple Leafs 3-2. Penguins on 9 on the Canadiens. Devils beat the Kings. Flyers beat the Red Wings. Caps beat the Blue Jackets 2-1 in overtime. Islanders hold on 5-4 against the Hawks. Sharks big win. I think we were saying Rico had some inside knowledge on that one. It didn't matter. Bruins score anyway. Bad Marchand 2-1. Sharks 4-3, and then Preds beat the Stars 4-1. Golden Knights win in overtime against Jets 3-2. That's a signature win for them. And then the Oilers win 7-1 against the Wild. kind of a disappointment. But so I don't know how much was that a penalty shot? I guess they got a penalty shot or something. So okay, yeah, Marchand scored on a penalty shot. All right. There was another penalty shot in another game tonight. Well, let's talk about Friday and Saturday's games. There's one game on Friday and Saturday has 15 games. Let's just jump right into it. Tomorrow's only game, Senators Hurricanes. I'm not going to spend any time thinking about this one. How about you boys?
No, if anything, it'd be I'll be looking Carolina puck line.
Yeah, it's kind of a bad line, minus 218 is what I've got. So
if I was going to look at anything, it'd be the puck line, Carolina.
Yeah, let's just go to Saturday's games. I think Rico Pearlo will probably be with you on that one, Tim. Blackhawks, Devils. No lines. I don't have lines for these games, guys, because they're
2 days,
away. So
I like the Devils there with Markstrom expected against Soderblom. I'm liking Devils.
Maybe you go Devils 1.5. Blackhawks haven't been getting a lot of secondary.
Not a lot of goals. No, exactly.
You could maybe win that game with a little bit more money. And Devils came back to beat the Kings. They were down 1-0. And they came back and won that game. They held the Kings to 13 shots on goal, man. Another team that just possesses the puck. Speed. I do not have lines for these games, so we're just going to go quick picks. Rico, Pearlo, you guys have anything on this Devils Blackhawks?
Yeah, I'd probably take the under if it's a 6.5.
Yeah.
I think the coach in Chicago is just trying to get these guys to play a little defensively before offensively. I know that the Islanders kind of busted out, but Chicago had that lead, and it was a low-scoring game a little bit, like towards the halfway point of that game tonight. So things just kind of fell apart at the end. So I think they'll tighten up a little bit.
Nathan McKinnon scores to make it 3-1. So this game is far from over.
How much time's left in that one, Beard?
4 minutes in the third.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. Lots of time left in this Kraken Boston game, but
okay, 1 p.m.
Pearlo, do you have anything Devils Blackhawks? Just moving on.
The only thing I was looking at is they're probably not going to play. They might not play Markstrom there. It'll be like, and I don't know if Jake Allen's going to be.
Yeah, Jake Allen's played really well for them, I believe.
Yeah, but Jake Allen's injured right now.
Is he? Is he out? He is. He says he's upper body day to day.
So maybe he'll be there by then. If he's there by then, I like New Jersey puck line, but I don't know if he'll get. I don't know what the value will be on that.
By the way, Chicago is missing Martinez day to day, Brossois, and Peter Mrazek. So they don't.
Might just get the rope here.
Yeah,
Soderblom's been playing well though. He's been playing
he has been, but you know what? Actually, I would look at team total New Jersey 3.5.
Yeah, that's the other one. Team total. Yeah, I like that too.
I think that's if that's the way it's looking, then that would almost be the better one.
That's a 1 Eastern game, by the way. Oh, Bolts have just scored a couple and to make it 7-3. Thanks for the update there, Avi. Okay, another 1 o'clock. The number 1 and number 2 media markets of the U.S. LA Kings are at MSG. Dude, man, I think the Kings here are going to win this game. Where you at on this, Pearlo?
I'm not taking the Rangers. I'm telling you that. No.
Yeah, I bet the Rangers are favored in this game, though.
No, I'll take LA. I never even thought about that with this New Jersey game. It was kind of a look-ahead game. So, but I think I'll take the Kings. I'm not touching the Rangers until they show they can play.
If the Kings are plus money, I'm taking them all day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and they're playing good defensively. They need to get some more scoring. You know, they could use Iafallo, Velarde. Those guys would be really good in their line.
Yep. Yeah, they would.
Rico, what do you got? Kings, Rangers. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know, man. The Rangers just don't seem like a happy team right now. They don't seem to just be on the same page. Like just going into Buffalo a couple days ago, like that should have just been a clean win. But both those teams just seemed disinterested. Like the
Buffalo couldn't hit the net. They looked like a peewee team.
I know, and like the hardest working player on Buffalo was Lindy Ruff. Like, and Zibanejad finally popped one, but holy moly, what a snooze fest. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know if they want
game.
Laviolette gone or not. I know he's always got a short term, like he doesn't stay with the team too long, but I don't know, man. I'm going to take the Kings here. Just road game. The only thing is New Jersey broke the Kings winning streak tonight. So sometimes you just get a little breath and you sit back a bit after you've been on a run for a bit, then that run ends.
True, yeah. That's true, yeah. I don't like taking teams that just had a long winning streak broken. But against the Rangers,
right.
I didn't hate the Rangers game against Buffalo. Buffalo was so bad. The Rangers look good, but I haven't liked the game the Rangers have played other than the one against Pittsburgh. And then Mike Sullivan said that was maybe the worst game Pittsburgh played all season. I find that hard.
How much you want to bet they put? How much you want to bet they put Quick in though? Quick against his old team, man.
Probably will be.
That might be enough to get the Rangers to win that game if they do that.
Yeah,
that might be enough.
Yeah, this will be a 1-0 Rangers probably. Yeah, we'll see. Again, LA doesn't really scare me with their offense, but I mean, neither does the Rangers really. So, yeah, it could be a quick game for sure. Okay, Flyers, Wild. Flyers stringing some wins.
Flyers and Wild.
I think Minnesota dominates this game.
I think they do too after getting pasted by Edmonton tonight. I'll be right back.
Yeah, afternoon.
They got a game in between too. They got a whole day in between. This is Saturday's games.
Yeah. And Minnesota in the afternoon at home, I'm pretty sure their record's really decent. Yeah, definitely like the Wild there in some way, shape, or form. And I like Shesterkin on saves over up to 28.5 in the LA game. LA's been firing the puck. They've been over 30 the last 3 games. So I'm liking their shooting.
I think it'll be quick.
I don't care who it is in the net. I just need 28.5 saves. Right, plain and simple. Right, so I need LA to come out and fire the puck like they've been doing. 10 shots a period, done. That's the easy one.
Okay, Avi, Adam Fox is having a fine season. He's not scoring goals, but they don't really. He's like in the top 10 in assists for a defenseman. Yeah. He's fine.
He's not hurt though.
He's fine. He's not been bad.
It's just that team is dysfunctional right now.
They can't play defensive hockey at all. That's their problem. They're not getting any good defense. Anyway, I was going to say, you mentioned Minnesota before today. I think they did not have very many losses on the. They were okay. They actually have a better road record. Okay, I thought they had a ridiculous
2-2, 3-2.
Kings are pretty good at home this year too. They're 10-2-1 last year. They weren't very good. They're 7-7 on the road. So again, maybe like the Rangers again. The Rangers are 7-7 at home and 8-5 on the road. So anyway, okay, Pearlo, did you give your picks for that game?
Minnesota.
The Wild game, yeah, I think the Wild will win in regulation or something like that.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what's up with Middleton. And they're still missing Eriksson, Zuccarello, and like Brodin was in the tonight, right? Or was he not? No, Brodin was not in. So they're missing Brodin too for the upper body, but he's day to day, so he could be in. And really, all Philly's missing is Nick Delorier. I mean, Ryan Ellis, he's been out for 2 years, or 3 years, whatever. He's never playing again. I don't even know why they list these guys on.
What's wrong with him?
He has a back thing.
Yeah.
He hasn't even officially retired yet.
No.
Well, of course he doesn't, man. You don't retire if you keep.
They're paying him. They're still paying him.
Dude, of course. Yes, he's getting massive amounts of money to sit on his ass.
It seems like even longer than that. Like I thought maybe his contract was over. But yeah.
No, I think he's got this year and one more.
Kyle Turris is still getting paid by the Nashville Predators, man. When's the last time that guy skated?
Look at this way. We'll still be celebrating Barry Bonilla Day this year. That's the best one going.
Exactly.
That's the best fucking contract going.
Yeah, you gotta love it if you're Bobby Bonilla.
Oh, yeah.
You should have had it prorated with inflation. You'd be getting $11 million a year now or something. Okay, Golden Knights at Oilers. This is a good game. 4:00 Eastern game. Real early game Saturday.
I like the Oilers in this one.
It's going to be a tight game. I mean, Vegas, I think, beat the Oilers 1-0 the last time these two teams played each other.
Full game under.
Yeah,
full game under, but I like the Edmonton money line here after the good game.
Not getting the secondary scoring they've been getting. That's my biggest problem. If you can stay out of the penalty box and not let them possess the puck for 3/4 of the game and actually put pressure on them defensively, because they aren't good. But Nurse has been playing real well for them. So Avi likes Edmonton 4-3. I don't see Edmonton losing this one at home either. I probably wouldn't even touch this one unless the line is really in favor of the Golden Knights, and then I would put some money on them, plus money. But
if I'm going to
make money bet on the Oilers.
But
Vegas is going to try and slow this game down like the last time they played.
Yeah,
Edmonton being at home.
Yeah, they'll try and quicksand it.
Penn Sens. How you guys feeling about that one? Boy, Pittsburgh been playing some good hockey. If they win this game, they're at 500.
My initial thought is I'll take Pittsburgh, but now I say that I know me. Screw it. I'm taking Ottawa. I'll take a shot with the dog.
Ottawa probably is the dog, huh?
I'm going to bet Pittsburgh and I'm going to get fucked by them. It's the same as when I bet Edmonton. Same thing happens. So instead of betting them and hoping that they're not going to screw me, I'm going to take Ottawa. If I lose, so be it. But I'll take Ottawa money line.
Hey, Daniel Barry, how you doing, buddy?
They've got to be favored, or got to be a dog in that one anyway. You would think.
Man, the Senators look like they could beat the best team in the NHL, and then they lose to the worst team. It's so
exactly
weird. Right. I just don't know what to make of them because they have the team.
Yep.
They have a decent team,
and they got decent
all the making.
Yep. They've got everything they need.
The Senators are pretty good for them. So
the thing with Pittsburgh is their goaltending is very jarring. He's given up 13 goals in his last 4 starts.
I kind of thought Nedeljkovic was going to be the starter anyway. He ended the season being the starter for them. So I don't know.
If anything, I would like the over in that game as well.
Okay. What do you think, Pearlo?
I like the over, and I like Ottawa. Ottawa beats bad teams, and Pittsburgh's a bad team, so I'll take it.
Hopefully. I don't know, man. Pittsburgh, are they a bad team? I mean,
they are.
Is there such
it all depends what night you get them on, right? Some nights
they scored 9 fucking goals tonight against Montreal.
Yeah, and Canadians. What's going to come out? What's going to happen next game? They're going to come out and they're going to be flat as fuck. Playing as typical Pittsburgh.
Well, Mike Rico says they'll be in Canada tonight. There ain't nothing to do out there, so
there's nothing to do in Canada, man.
No, there's not. It's middle of nowhere, pretty much.
If you got nothing to play for in Ottawa because there's no going out after the game or anything, it's just a business trip. So just take care of it.
I'm surprised the boys don't shoot across to Hull every time they're there. I had way more fun in Hull than I ever did in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Way more fun.
Oh, I've been to the casino in Hull too. Yeah, that's a good time. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next game. Maple Leafs at Red Wings. Not really a travel for either of those teams. It's in Detroit. I mean, I don't care if the Red Wings ain't winning this game. This is Maple Leafs all day. The Red Wings are not good. They are a shit team. They're a lottery team.
Leafs.
I know what I
the only thing is Detroit has it. Detroit has Toronto's number, but not this time. I don't think I got it.
No,
I don't know why Detroit always beats Toronto, but not this time.
What do you got?
Detroit money line.
Okay, all right, Tim.
I'm telling you, every time, and Detroit does have their number, and always in Toronto. Like
it's not in Toronto though.
I know it's in Detroit, but it's a letdown game for the Leafs. It is. They just played a really good game, 3-2. They played well, right? They came back in the third. They looked a little bit better. They'll come out here and they'll be flat as can be. And Larkin and Raymond will find their game for a day. It's probably going to be like a 5-2 final.
100% I'm with you because Toronto was at New Jersey, home against the Ducks, at Detroit, home against Buffalo the very next day. This is a snooze fest for the Leafs. This in Detroit's on Hockey Night in Canada at home. They're going to get up for this game.
And if they're not careful, that Buffalo game will be a trap game too, if they're not careful.
Yeah, the Leafs play next day at 5:00.
Yeah, right. That has all the hallmarks of 2-game loss to me anyway. Now this year is a little different. They play good games, but that 3-2 game, right? It's just, to me, this seems like a spot where they're going to take their foot off the gas and not do everything they're supposed to. So.
Love the win
here. I haven't seen that from the Leafs this year, though. I just think Berube's doing such a good job there.
He is, but there's been times, like there's been periods, right? You'll see a period in the middle of the game, right? Moments, yeah. Right? Essentially. But to me, this Detroit game, this is a good spot for them to not really be paying attention.
You guys are talking.
I'm a Leaf guy.
I think
that's the boys. I'm a Leaf guy, and I'm telling you, this to me just
got you, Tim.
stinks.
I got you.
Just
Avi's with me. Okay.
I think they took their rest in New Jersey. I think they want to win all these, and I think they're going to win more.
Well, I hope so. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see them go 5-0 in the next 5. That'd be great because that's what they should do.
But if Detroit is going to win a game, that's probably maybe look at the draw.
That's what I'm saying.
Toronto's going to be priced out too. It's going to be minus
right, and that's the other thing. Yeah, you're probably going to get plus 185, 175 for Detroit.
And the Leafs win these games at home, but they don't on the road.
Nope.
Look at their record home and away. They lose.
They've been very good at home, and they've been
losing. I agree with Avi that the Leafs didn't play well tonight, but they could afford to have a clunker against Anaheim, and they won the game. And that line of Tavares and Pacioretty played great. If they get half of that and Matthews and Marner show up, they're going to run the Detroit out of their own building. I don't know how you guys are.
Well, you can say that Ottawa pasted the Anaheim Ducks last night, and then they come into Toronto tired and basically gave Toronto all they could handle tonight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is that a measuring stick on a back-to-back for Anaheim, or is that Toronto making Ottawa look like a better team?
I think Anaheim is a more conditioned team because the way they're coached with the man-on-man that a lot of people give them credit for, even though that team's probably not ready to play that system because of how young and inexperienced a lot of their players are. But, dude, also, by the way, Trouba looks really good with him. I've been watching him. He looks good.
Yeah. Is that Brad Richards on the bench in Anaheim?
Might be. Brad Richards, former Tampa Bay Lightning.
Who's that? I don't know. Who's their coach and assistants in Anaheim?
I don't know. We'll have to look it up here.
The coach is Cronin.
Yeah.
Cronin
we know who the head coach is. We don't know who the assistant coaches are. That's what he asked.
I don't know.
So if you listen to the question,
I don't even know.
No. Yeah, no shit.
I thought he said who's the
coach.
You're
just fucking babbling, answering the question you didn't ask.
I kind of asked who any of them were at. Like, one guy looked like Brad Richards.
That's why I'm just going to sit here and look stupid.
So, all right.
Because I don't know.
Sabres, Capitals.
I don't even want to.
Buffalo's the way better team here in this match.
They should be, right? We got pick a peppers and
I guarantee you the Buffalo Sabres win this game. I would put fucking $1,000 on Buffalo.
I don't know. Logan Thompson's expected. He's 11-1-2. Like,
he's been unbelievable.
Like,
Charlie Lindgren was good tonight too. He had over 30 saves.
If he can steal the game, right? I actually like Washington in this spot at home.
Anaheim's head coach, which Pearlo told us, but nobody asked because we all fucking knew, was Greg Cronin. The assistant coach is Brent Thompson, Tim Army, and Richard Clune. The goaltending coach is Peter Budaj.
Oh my Lord, Peter Budaj.
And then their video coordinator is Austin Violet. Okay, so anyway.
Haven't heard of half of them.
And I can give you their performance staff, therapist, head equipment.
Which one of them played for the Leafs?
Budaj was there for a cup of coffee, I think.
Did Brent Thompson play for the Leafs? I don't know.
Oh, that's entirely possible.
I don't know. One guy looked like Brad Richards. I was like, is Brad Richards on the bench here? I was watching with no sound for a minute, so I didn't see.
Who they play for Colorado too?
Brent Thompson coached the Alaska Aces. I was like, I think he coached the Aces back in the day, and he did. He led them to a Kelly Cup championship in 2011. I was at those games.
Actually,
so he's an assistant coach for them, but he didn't play. It looks like he just coached his old.
I got curious, so let's see. Avalanche, Montreal, LA, Tampa Bay, back to LA to end his career. So no Peter Budaj in Toronto.
He was in Colorado, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he hit 5 teams. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Rick Clune was with the Leafs.
4. He hit 4 teams. Avalanche, Montreal, Kings, and Tampa Bay, and then Kings again. So yeah, 4 teams. My bad. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, I like the Washington money line.
Yeah, Clune was with the Leafs. That's who it is. That's who I thought was Brad Richards.
Richard Clune.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he was behind the bench with the Marlies after Joe. So he was with the Marlies. He coached them, and they 2023, 2024.
So it was last season.
As a player, Clune helped the Toronto Marlies to a Calder Cup championship in 2018. So he's not very old. He must have just got out of playing and went into coaching right away. Anyway, there you go. That was the guy. Okay. Let's get to the other game. So you guys are all on the Sabres. We all agree Buffalo probably wins that game. I don't know, man. Washington's been so good. I just expect them to have a clunker. They did lose the Sharks 2-1, but I was like, the Sharks played great. They stick check better than any team I saw that this year I've seen.
I'm looking for Thompson to steal my game.
I can see that being a dead spot, but Buffalo is a dead spot. So
I mean, the vibes there are just not good. That Rangers game, they could not hit the fucking net. Like they were just missing shots, fanning shots, healing shots. I was like, dude, is this my fucking men's league team? It was terrible. And I'm talking, when I played men's league, I played the lowest league with women. Co-ed league. So really
that's the way to do it, boys. If you're not going to make it to the show, play the lowest league with women.
The problem is then they dance around you and you look even worse. So
who cares? Let them dance.
That didn't happen.
Sit there and watch.
Every team had to have one girl on their team, and so ours was pretty good actually.
I'm telling you, I've reffed more than a few ladies playing beer league. They're fucking more nasty than the guys are.
Oh yeah,
I've heard way better insults come out of a woman's mouth than any guy.
That's awesome. You're just getting destroyed. Tim's out there just getting destroyed by some chick on a Wednesday night.
Yeah,
like, I'm getting paid $50 for this. This is fucking bullshit.
Go sit in the corner and shut the fuck up.
Off. This isn't Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, you bitch. Okay, let's move on. Ducks Blue Jackets. Ducks Blue Jackets.
Oh.
Dude, I love the Blue Jackets this year. They played a great game. They didn't get any scoring, but that is a testament to how good the Caps are this year. Jack Greaves also was unbelievable, but I can't not pick the Blue Jackets here.
I kind of like them at home. Right?
Yeah, they played a good game against Washington tonight and deserve
they'll be on a 3-game rest or a 3-day rest.
No, not 3-day. Today's Thursday. They'll have Friday off, and then this is Saturday's game.
But they didn't play yesterday. Oh, yeah, they did play yesterday. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, did they play yesterday? No, they played tonight against Washington.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Sorry, I got the calendar on the wrong day. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, they played tonight, Thursday. We already previewed the one Friday game. We're on Saturday.
Yeah.
This is the last show of the week for us. Except for I'll be live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern for the College Hockey Show with the degenerate Bostonian, Mike Warino. So we have lots to talk about. There was a game today. North Dakota won. They had a big win.
I like actually, you know what? I like Anaheim on the road with Gibson in that.
Okay. All right. Tim likes the Ducks. I'm on the Blue Jackets. Pearlo, where are you at?
Man, it's hard.
You don't have to have it. You don't have to have it.
I think I'll go the over. I'm just going to go the over, right? Because I think the Ducks will be licking their chops to be able to play a team that they think that they can beat. So I think Columbus wins, but I'm going to take the over in that game.
Yeah, I mean, Columbus has a better record than the Ducks, so I hope they don't go in there thinking they're a better team than them because they're not.
Well, I don't think they're a better team, but it's a team they might be able to be. Like, it's Columbus isn't known to be like, it's not Toronto, it's not. Yeah, so that's why. I don't think that they realize how good Columbus is either. So I just like the over.
Okay.
This is a tough game to call. Going at Columbus. Columbus is good at home, but like Pearlo said, Anaheim better win this game because, I mean, after this, you get the Jets and Avalanche.
Yeah.
So you might as well just try and get a win here. If not, you're losing, 7, 8, 9 in a row?
It feels like a game that Anaheim leaves it all on the ice.
Is it the worst thing in the world that Anaheim is a lottery team either? Like they've got skill. They just got to grow into it now. They're going to be a good team. McTavish needs to stay healthy. Like, let's see what this Gauthier kid turns into. And then, I mean, I've been really impressed with Leo Carlsson. And again, I told you guys when I saw Anaheim play Seattle this year in Seattle, Zegras looked amazing. So sucks that they're going to have him for out 6 weeks. He's definitely the best player on the ice. He was playing very well defensively too. So, like, I mean, his game's going to take over. I think he had 2 or 3 points in that game. So, I know he didn't have a ton of points on the year, but he kind of had started the year banged up again. So,
his game has come around too, though, right? Like
it had Tim. Like
his deficiencies aren't nearly as bad this year. Like they're just
he's really worked on his game.
Yeah.
I don't know if he worked with Adam Oates in the offseason, or I heard there was some talk of that, or maybe Adam Oates had reached out to him or something. But not a bad guy to learn from.
Nope.
Adam Oates gave Alex Ovechkin one of the best years of his career. Speaking of which, I wanted to share something. Okay, did everybody give their picks on that? Let's move to Canadiens Jets. I think that's a simple one. There's no way I'm touching the Canadiens. They just let 9 up on the Penguins. The Jets are one of the best teams in the NHL, if not the best team in the West. They're right there. They lost to maybe the second or first best team in the West in Vegas tonight. There's no way this line's going to be awful. I wouldn't even touch this game. How are you guys on it?
Yeah, same. I mean, it's Hockey Night Canada, so Montreal might be looking forward to this game after getting pissed by Pittsburgh tonight. So it's not going to be a blowout by the Jets, I don't think.
Go ahead, Pearlo.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout either because I'm pretty sure they're going to play Toronto next, right? So it's kind of a look-ahead game too. But I can't trust Montreal. I can't trust Montreal to win anything right now. So I would definitely go with the Jets, but I probably, like you said, I'll leave it alone. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch that game. The Jets are going to be way too pricey in that spot, so I won't touch it.
I like Winnipeg in it, but I'm going to get a little funky here. I'm going to go Winnipeg regulation money line, and I'm also going to take the team total and parlay them together. That should get me down to 110, if not into a plus money situation. So I'm gonna play with it that way. I got a lot of faith in Winnipeg to kick the shit out of Montreal at home. Is what I got. So.
And they're gonna be pissed they lost to Vegas.
Yeah, right. So I like them in reg, and then take the team total at probably 3.5. Hopefully get you into plus money, but if not, I'll get you close to at least pick 'em range. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm 1,000,000% agree with that.
I like this next game. I know where we're going next.
Blue Stars. Yeah. How are you guys feeling about that one? Both coming off losses. Probably Dallas' worst loss of the year, honestly, to who they lost to.
And you got Bennington and Ottinger expected. So you got 2 decent goalies. I'd like Dallas at home, but they've been a little clunky here the last little bit. Interdivisional game. Could almost see a draw here. I'll take the draw.
Okay.
Yeah, Dallas is good at home. St. Louis is good on the road. This is going to be a clash. It's going to be a close game. I'm with Tim here. I don't mind a draw here.
Hello. Draw season, baby. In honor of the Ice Guys. Shout out the Ice Guys. Preds Avalanche. Avs all day. Avalanche at home. Coming off a 4-1 loss to Utah. No fucking way. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Again, it's a case. It's fucking. Which piece of shit do you like better, really?
Avalanche are 17-13. They're a playoff team.
I know, but I don't like the way they're playing right now. Right. So to me, this is if anything,
the fact that the Avalanche haven't had a single overtime loss.
No, I know, right? Right. Again, take advantage of the points when you can. Yeah, you know what? I got nothing here until I see what comes out tomorrow for lines. Right now, I would stay away from that one.
If it's too big, hey Charlie, what's up? Oh yeah, Jets are definitely pissed, Charlie. It was a good game, man. If you're gonna lose to a good team in overtime, you got the point. They're not a division rival. They're obviously in the same conference, but those two teams are going to be 1A, 1B in the West. I think we could throw Edmonton in there 1C the way they've been playing lately.
Yep.
Everybody done with Preds Avs? Perlo, you give your pick. Perlo's
Avalanche -1.5. I don't think just because Nashville felt like against Dallas is going to be Colorado.
Yeah, I agree, Charlie. It was a great game. Okay, we still got a bunch of games here, guys. So
got 2.
Panthers Flames.
Oh, 3. Yeah, there we go. Definitely.
Flame.
Oh, at home. Wolf and Net at home. Bobrovsky.
Panthers lost tonight, by the way.
I like the under.
Yeah, I like the Panthers in that game too. I don't think they're going to lose.
I'll take the under. If it's 6 or better, I'm taking the under. If it's 5.5, I'm going to have to think about it.
That's fair. That's fair too. That's fair.
This is Tkachuk going back to Calgary. Stuff
but he's already been back. He's already been twice.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't matter about
that. He's already played 2 seasons in Florida.
I don't think it matters. I don't think that's ever going to end. Tkachuk wants.
And Perlo, they're all happy with Tkachuk because he beat the Oilers in the finals. So he kept Edmonton from winning a cup. Nobody in Calgary hates Matthew Tkachuk.
I think it's a Tkachuk thing. Tkachuk is just the kind of guy that wants to beat up on his old team every single time.
Okay. Yeah. I see. I see where you're going. All right.
That's what I mean.
You start
by that. I mean,
you're saying you're a Mountain Time guy normally, Tim. We know you're in Ontario helping out your mom. By the way, I hope she's doing okay. We're saying Perlo is new to East Coast time here. Me and Rico are saying this. Now I'm in Alaska time, so it's like 7-8 o'clock here for me, but it's starting to get long in the tooth for you guys. So I want to hustle up.
Tired.
Yeah, Rico, are you with us? Okay, we're just gonna move on. When Rico pops back into the screen, we'll get him here.
We'll slide him.
Bruins Canucks. Bruins Canucks. Man, I don't like Boston this year at all.
No, not at all.
Sorry, Abby.
You know what? They're at home.
The whole team. I'll take Vancouver.
But Vancouver's awful at home. They're like 4-6-1 or something at home.
Yeah, we got Demko expected back in net. I'll take Vancouver at home just because of Demko.
Yeah, and he's gonna be good for a good start finally too, right?
Yeah.
So, Perlo, you're on Vancouver.
I just don't believe in that Boston team at all. I don't. The new coach smell is gone now. They're going to go back to being bad again. So,
yeah, I just think years of making the playoffs, and being in the Stanley Cup Finals and competing and contending is finally catching up to the Boston Bruins. That's what it is. Okay, Utah Hockey Club Sharks in San Jose. Man, Utah had a nice win tonight. They're going to be on the cusp of being a playoff team. I just think because everybody in the West is weaker, there's more points to be had out there. So yeah. And like Avi said, the Sharks are coming off a huge road trip. It'll be Utah feeling good. But you give me the Sharks at home. Okay. Well, there you go. 5-4 overtime game. Yeah. I like Utah here. What are you thinking, Perlo?
I'm going to take the Sharks. I think Utah is going to feel all fat and sassy after they beat Colorado and go in there and maybe take San Jose for granted a little bit. That Sharks team. If you're playing against the Sharks and you don't plan on outworking them, they'll outwork you.
Here's the thing about the Sharks too, Perlo. They're not other than that Tampa Bay game where they got worked 8-1. They're not losing games by more than a goal. They're in all these games.
Yep.
So, like, obviously, it's 5-4 overtime game. I believe it. But yeah, we'll see here. I mean,
I'll bet you the Utah price is going to be like, you can't bet it. You won't be able to bet it. I'll just take the Sharks.
Yeah, you'll get plus money on the Sharks. That'll be where you make it. Okay, Tim, you feeling the same?
Yeah, no, actually, I'm looking. I'm not going to pick a side. I'm going to go full game over because we're expecting Georgiev and Vejmelka. Vejmelka hasn't been playing good. Georgiev hasn't been playing good. So
this will be his first start, I think, with
San
Jose.
So let me slide back 1 second on one game. So courtesy of the Ice guys, when somebody loses to San Jose, you should be betting them next game. So we should be looking at St. Louis in the St. Louis.
I do. I didn't get a chance to say that one, but I had St. Louis in that game. I think so.
Okay. Well, you have a chance to tweet it out tomorrow, or
so anyway, so just so it's for them, it's a system play. Whenever a team has lost to San Jose this year, bet that team next game. Usually they're winners. I think it's
St. Louis against Dallas. The way Dallas looked tonight against Nashville would not shock me.
Yeah, so it looked about 76% on that success rate. So anyway,
that's good. That's good. That's a good tip. Thanks, the Ice guys. Tim, appreciate you sharing that with us. Lightning Kraken, final game of the night. The Lightning Kraken in Seattle. Man, the Lightning scored 8. I think they laid kind of an egg against Edmonton. And I think they're pissed. I think they end up sweeping this road trip after that. I like them to beat Kraken here. How about you, Tim? Go ahead. You go first.
All right. If I had to take it, you know what? If I had to take anything here, I'd like the first period both teams to score, actually. So first period over 1.5 for sure.
I like
first period over 1.5, and I'm going to throw in both teams to score in the first period.
All right. I like it. Perlo. Oh, we get Rico back in here.
I didn't realize the Bruins are getting decorded right now. It's decorded net for the Kraken.
They have 25 shots on goal. It's still 19 minutes left to go in the game, so there's a lot of time left.
Come back and win this game.
It's 3-0 Nash Vancouver. That game's not over. I apologize. There's 18 minutes left in that game. So Florida could come back and win this game. Plenty of time for them to do it, but they got to get some goals pretty quickly.
I like the over first period, and then I'll take the Lightning for the hell of it.
Okay. Rico, how do you feel here, Kraken Lightning?
Cool. They got Ottawa coming in, and they're going on the road for quite a bit. Kraken do. So let's see where Tampa's right at the end of their road trip too. So I like the Lightning just finishing off a good road trip here, then flying home after this. The boys will have a nice flight, have 3-4 days off after. Yeah, give me the Lightning here. Boys always have a good time on the plane when they finish the road trip good.
Okay. Let's jump into final thoughts because we are not having a show tomorrow formally. I will be interviewing Sammy Silber. I'll do that live. You guys check that out if you can. Here's my final thought. I know Pierre McGuire been making the news. Everybody wanted to watch it. I refuse to support this guy. I just never will. He was so unprofessional, and he worked here in the U.S., in my opinion. Might as well wore a Penguins jersey when he was calling games. So he said the 29th of January in 2013, he said, will Ovechkin ever score 50 goals in a season again? He said, no, I do not. Ovechkin promptly scored 50 more seasons. He scored 528 goals, 895 points since that quote, and he won a Stanley Cup. Suck a dick, Pierre McGuire. Anyway, that's my final thought.
I never liked McGuire.
I fucking can't. I swear to God, if I met him in person, I'd probably punch him.
I would literally walk away because I just don't like listening to him. He's a smart guy. He knows a lot of shit. He knows the game.
No, there's no doubt he knows the game.
But sure. I can't stomach him. I just can't.
Yeah, I've just had a really tough time with him, man. And people have been telling me he's a good guy, and I'm like, you know what? I don't care. He could be motherfucking Teresa. I will always hate that cocksucker when he had his little fucking. He was an assistant coach. I would have a Stanley Cup ring if I was an assistant coach when Mario played there with the Penguins. interviewing Ovechkin with it in his face. I'm just like, fuck off, dude. You're supposed to be a journalist. You know, like, we get it. You don't like him. You know. So anyway, my diatribe. Sorry.
There you go.
That was my final thought. I had to finish on a big fuck you. I'll be live tomorrow. Oh, but you guys got to give your final thoughts. Tim, go ahead.
No, somebody else. Step up first there.
Pearlo, before you fall asleep, buddy.
Well, I didn't really have a final thought, but I'll continue with what really ticks me off is I used to love listening to Jimmy Murphy. And I love Jimmy Murphy. I think he's fantastic. But I agree with you. I can't watch the show because that guy's on it. He's just, I don't know. There's something about him. Like, I remember a skit, I think it was on SCTV or something here in Canada, where it was the guy that you couldn't help but slap in the face. And it was funny as hell. Everywhere you go, people would slap him in the face.
I remember that one.
You remember that skit?
I do.
That's the guy. Every time he talks, I want to slap him in the face.
You just want to punch
him. I tried to watch that podcast for Jimmy Murphy, and I really feel bad that I can't watch it. But he chose McGuire to be on the show with him, so I can't stand the guy talk.
Boston just tied it, I think. Oh no, sorry, Vince Dunn, goal 3-1 Kraken. Sorry,
Vince Dunn, other one. Ooh. So I guess that's my final thought.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't like Pierre McGuire. 3 out of 4 people fucking hate him. But Rico's not saying anything. He doesn't want to get canceled. I don't care.
No, it's all good. No, Pierre McGuire. Yeah, I mean, he gives off the Kevin Spacey vibes, man. You just want to slap the glasses off him. My final thought is the best that come from the Scottsdale Six, man. Those guys, that one guy that sat on the curb basically told the officer asked them to describe Paul Bissonnette, and he's like, well, he's Hispanic and he's built like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That was the best.
Why would you pick a fight with the guy? And clearly there's video evidence this guy started it. They started fights elsewhere. The stuff I was reading on the internet about these guys, they're absolute pieces of shit. It goes to show you, in this country, if you're white, you can be a total sack of shit and never do any jail time. These guys are total frauds. And it's unbelievable to me that these guys aren't in jail. I'm so with you, Rico. I didn't mean to step on your final thought.
No, you're good, man. I was reading it, and that Shea Stevens guy posted some of the messages, the private messages that people sent him, the people of Fort Worth that even lived in the same neighborhoods as these people, and how they go around being scumbags and just fucking people's lives up, man, and like sending their girlfriend into a bar to pick up a guy so they can just barge in there after to beat the shit out of the guy. Like, dude, it's unbelievable.
Who are these guys? I've never heard of these guys. I'll check them on YouTube tonight.
Oh, they're a bunch of no-names, but they're a bunch of redneck. They're a bunch of redneck assholes, is what they are.
Oh yeah, what you gotta look, Pearlo, is go to Twitter and follow Shea Stevens, and it's at Whistleblower CA is his Twitter follow. He is the one, and I believe he's a Canadian reporter that has done all this research on these guys and he was the one that first unearthed the video of them assaulting a waitress and a guy at a golf club because they stopped serving drinks at 6 and they want to, they got to wash their cocaine down with booze. So, these guys are pieces of shit. They should be drug out in the street and shocked. No one would miss these people. I was reading accounts from people that live near these fucks in Fort Worth, Texas, saying, and they live in like $1 million house areas. This is how they're successful at what they do, but they're trash ass people saying, if I'd have known these people lived here, I would not have built. This is how they go in, they steal people's wallets. The girls steal from the malls. They're just trashy people.
Yeah.
So it's unbelievable.
And the kids they send out to like steal wallets and stuff, like the young offenders, like the whole family. It's generations of fucking shit people. And so
nothing has happened to these people.
Dragged out in the street, fucking shot behind the woodshed, whatever you got to do. These people are just scum.
Sounds like the show Reckless. Sounds like the show Reckless just moved from Chicago to Dallas.
Except for they were they're not poor. These people are driving around in Ferraris and brand new cars and shit. Yeah, they scam old people and stuff. They're trashy human beings. I hope the prosecutor goes out and they get the other people from the golf carts to press charges. That's what you got to do. I hope they go after these fucking guys and a couple of them do serious fucking jail time.
And force them to talk, man. Force them to bring other people down that are fucking up other people's lives too. You know, tell them they're facing five years for felony, 10 years for felony. They'll start talking. Little fucking yappy mouths. They're used to selling people on scams.
If this was Canada, they just laugh at you and go, "I'm not saying a word, and I'll be out in 2 years less a day because can't afford to do anything else."
Well, but I'll tell you, Tim, I'm not very optimistic that these guys are going to see any real jail time unless the prosecuting attorney in Scottsdale really goes after these guys. I heard they were already going to drop the charges against them to recharge them felony, like higher felony charges, multiple charges.
Yeah,
so they're going to drop the initial charges, but we'll see because
you would think this case has garnered enough attention. You'd have thought by now they'd have thought twice and actually done something with them. But
it's gonna. By the way, Tim, their initial hearing isn't even till December.
Oh, no, surprise, right?
I mean, it's actually, I think it was supposed to be the 10th. So they may have already.
Days ago.
Dude, just think of how many people they've done this shit to, punching people around and fucking people around, and it happened to be Paul Bissonnette with over 5 million followers, whatever it is. They just wrong guy at the wrong time, and all of a sudden you're exposed.
Well, AQ Shipley said yesterday on Pat McAfee's show, because he lives there too, that if he was there, he would have stepped up and helped Biz. JJ Watt said he would have helped. I said,
if I was there, all he needed was another 2 guys.
He said if he had one, if I was there, I would have stepped up and fought with Biz. I would have fought with him. I would have started swinging on these guys. I don't care.
Also, that's where this comes from. The business,
the stupidity in today's world. If people actually started giving a flying fuck, it would go away real quickly, right? Again, like we're all old enough.
I noticed, Tim. All these people sitting in the restaurant watching that go down didn't do fucking anything. Biz came all the way out from the dining room into the bar area to fucking support those people.
Yeah, right. But most people these days, they don't want to get involved, right? They don't.
Yeah, because they're fucking cowards. That's exactly what it is, Tim. You're right on. That's what I was saying. I felt bad for Biz that he was there by himself with nobody else that had the fucking balls to stand up to these pieces of shit.
There's an argument that they might have had or whatever, but then there's something more that Biz felt like there was something more going on than just arguing with the bartender and saying, okay, we got to leave. You're not serving us. Okay. But he just felt like there was just something a little bit more going on there.
And
like
obviously,
there's going to be fucking physical violence. When's the last time you seen somebody punch out a fucking waiter by saying you got to leave? We can't serve you.
It seems they were almost at that point.
And it does happen a lot.
It seems to happen a lot more since the pandemic. I'll tell you what, Rico, here in the States, it seems like it's been an epidemic here. People, I've had friends that worked in the industry that have left it because they go, I can't deal with people anymore. They're so rude and nasty. It's like it was our fault that they closed the restaurants down, like we didn't want to work.
People have forgotten what it's like to get slapped in the face or punched in the head for being an asshole.
Tim.
Plain and simple, right?
Yeah. That's why I got my fidget spinner here that's made of brass that could double as a freaking knuckle sandwich, man.
Hey, I'll be honest. I carry a breaker bar in my van with the socket on it. It's for my tires, but I tell you, anybody wants to get stupid in Calgary, they're getting a breaker bar in the face.
I got the fish bunker.
Yep.
I have a crash axe that I carry in my car that I got from the military that's for breaking out of a Black Hawk helicopter.
Nice.
So you can turn that around.
Of course you do.
And I also have my conceal and carry. I've had it since I'm 21, and the only 2 guns that I carry around is a .357 Magnum revolver and a .44 Magnum with bear loads. If I winged somebody with that gun, it would tear their arm off.
Pearlo was like, how the fuck do I know these guys right now?
Well, Pearlo lives in the States now. You better get a gun. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, right? Shit.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It hasn't even crossed my mind yet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
I got to get going, guys. It's probably the end of the show anyways, right?
Good to see you, Pearlo.
Hey, man.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Shout out to Pearlo for taking care of his wife down there. I know he's not getting a ton of sleep these days, and so get some rest, Pearlo. You're a good man. You're a good man to your woman. So
yeah, take care, guys.
Cheers, buddy.
Okay, have a good one, guys.
You as well, buddy. Be safe.
Talk to Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll be back Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We'll be back Tuesday. Yep.
Pearlo's got to be up at 3 a.m.
Okay, go, Pearlo. Go, because I haven't ended the show. I got to tell people everything. You can leave. I got you. You're good. Bye. See ya. Get out of here. Okay. Okay.
Hey, final thought.
Yeah, go.
That right there, that's made by my mother.
That's awesome.
Ask you about that.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I like that. It's got the maple leaf on there too. Very cool.
I
hope your mom's doing okay.
We're okay. Yeah. We're getting by.
Yeah. So how long have you been in Ontario? I know Rico said.
I've been here since December 2nd. I'm going to be here until the end of March. And in the process, I got to transition mom into her next step of life, sell the house, take care of everything.
Okay, yeah, if that's what you're dealing with. That's tough, man.
I'm
sure your wife misses you and your kids miss you back in Calgary too.
Yeah, the wife's still in Calgary. The grandbaby's due in January. And then I'm gonna get down and see this guy for a beer soon.
Yeah.
There's only
where are you at? You
don't have to go to a Leaf game, man.
Yeah, you guys should go to Leaf game for sure.
A couple of my friends have season tickets, so last minute type things. Sometimes they can't get rid of them. And
let me know. I'll go. All right. Last minute, I'll always go. But
hey, let me know, Rico, if you get a date. I'll reach out to Hot Take Hockey and see if he can help you out because he works for MLSE now.
Dude, my buddy told me just give me what you want to pay for the game against the Preds when they were in Toronto, and it was just a wicked snowstorm. So I'm like, sorry, man, I'm not driving down there. But it was a little bit late to take the GO train too, so it would have been a little tricky.
That's cool, man. I wish now you can still go see games at Maple Leaf Gardens, right?
You
can.
Well, actually, you might be able to. It was my understanding it's been turned into kind of like a farmer's market setup. Is something with
the PWHL Rico's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Yeah. And the Gardens
the ladies play.
Gardens is one of the best arenas to see a game in for the old style.
Yeah, if I'm in Toronto again, I will definitely go to a PWHL game at Maple Leaf Gardens. That would be awesome.
I wonder if it's the same though. I wonder if it looks the same.
Yeah, the front does, like the facade. The outside will never change, right? Yeah, it's a century building, so they can't do shit to it now. They got to wait for it to fall apart.
Yeah,
right. I always remember the trough. So my first game in the Gardens was 1977. Dad drove us down. Guy Kinnear, the trainer, used to live in Midland, so Dad used to be able to get tickets every once in a while. First game was Toronto and Boston, and I remember walking into the men's room, and it's a fucking trough. Like
no, 100%. I remember that.
Yeah, right. You walk in, I said, man,
then you go to some bars in Toronto downtown, and they'd have the trough, and we'd be like, "Hey, this is like the Gardens."
Dude, we had a metal trough that was the whole entire like men's room at the Sullivan Arena here at Anchorage. I still think it's that way. Yeah. I mean, you just go right up to the neck. There's no dividers. It's nothing.
It's literally it's whip your dick out and have a piss and turn around and walk away.
Yeah. There's stalls that are separate, so if you have to use it. But I'm familiar with the trough, that big giant trough here. So
Tim, I'll tell you a funny story. Now, as a kid living up near Thunder Bay, we went down to a tennis ranch on Camelback Mountain in Arizona in Scottsdale. I was a tennis player as a kid and a hockey player. So me, my dad, and my dad's friend. We flew into Toronto, spent the night there. Me and my dad went and watched Gallagher at Massey Hall.
Oh, shit, Gallagher.
While we were there. And next thing you know, the Leafs were playing Detroit, and it was the playoffs. And that's the year that Borchevsky scored the overtime winner. So the boys are back in town, was playing. We went into the Maple Leaf Gardens. We paid $110 for 2 Reds.
Yep.
We sat there. I had my Red Wings jersey because I played Yzerman all my childhood playing hockey. I was a number 19 Steve Yzerman fan. I had Detroit shit all over my room. So I realized my dad's taking me to a Red Wings playoff game against the Leafs. So I'm standing there with my Red Wings jersey. Everybody's in Leafs gear. It's their first game back home after 2 in Detroit. They're playing, the boys are back in town in warm-ups. And then all of a sudden the anthem starts playing. And the players are looking up, and I was just a kid, and it felt like they were all looking up at me. And I'm like, holy shit, Yzerman, it feels like Yzerman is looking at me, Dad.
Looking at you.
And he's like, turn around. And I look, and the U.S. flag is fucking right above my head in the Reds.
Yep.
And I'm a kid wearing an Yzerman jersey amongst all these Leaf fans, and it was like the fucking best ever memory of going to a Leaf game at Maple Leaf Gardens. My idol's looking up at me, and I'm standing right underneath his flag wearing his jersey, his captain's freaking. And I still have the jersey at home, and it's so small, man.
Nice.
Just a little white Red Wings jersey with Yzerman on the back. Yeah.
I got a mini Leafs jersey for little Goober when he comes into the world. So
yeah,
nice.
That's cool, man.
You gonna put what does Ryan Whitney have on the back of his?
Actually, because
Squanto.
Sorry, it's a Leaf jersey that says Squanto. Tim, sorry.
The bouncing baby boy, because we don't know his name yet. Mom and Dad haven't told us yet, so we knew previous, right? So Goober was our password for the baby. So we'd say, "Oh, Goober, I saw something for Goober today," and it'd be like, "Well, whatever," because we didn't want to tell anybody they were pregnant yet. So I'm gonna on his jerseys, I'm always gonna have Goober. Once he gets old enough, I'll go OG, something along that, right? So, but
that's cool, man. That's cool, man. That's awesome. You're gonna be a grandpa. I'll never experience that because I did not have kids. Is this your son, or do you have a daughter that's having kids?
So now technically this isn't mine either. So because my wife has 3 from a previous marriage,
they're your kids, Tim.
And that's it, right? Like, you know what I mean. So this is our first grandbaby through the family. So
that's awesome. That's your grandkid, man.
It is. Yeah, well, I'm grandpa. I claimed grandpa as soon as I could, man. I'm grandpa. Yeah.
There you go. So is this a daughter or a son?
This is the daughter. Yeah, this is the youngest of the 3.
Oh, so they won't have the same last name is what I'm saying.
You
can't get a York one.
No. I'm the end of the line. Between me, my brother, and 3 cousins. Yeah, 3 boy cousins.
I thought you had a boy. You have a boy, don't you? Over there.
Not that I know of.
Well, you have a boy with your family.
No.
Who was the kid that came in the one time we were live?
That's my stepson, Logan.
But you have a son then.
Well, I do, but he's not mine.
Oh, but does he have your last name?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. No,
Okay.
he kept Dad's name.
You do have a son.
I do. I have 2 sons and a daughter, but I can't give them a kidney. But I can wear orange for them. That's right.
Are they all Flames fans?
No, the boys are not really hockey fans, surprisingly enough. Right?
That's crazy.
Well, Dad wasn't a hockey fan, and I'll be honest.
You weren't a hockey fan? I mean, how long have you been with him?
I've been with him for. Well, I've been with Joanne now 15 years, 16 years now. We've been together.
Okay, that's not that. I guess I've been married longer than you, man.
Yeah, no, I've only been married for 5.
Wow.
Right? We've been together for 15, but we've only been married for 5.
I've been married 18 this year. Rico's been with his old lady for a long time too, like out of high school. So you've been with 25 years, right?
Yeah, like best friends, life partners, lovers, you name it.
There you go.
How many years have you guys been together, Rico?
Fuck, bud. Jeez.
You should.
I don't want to date myself here.
30, right? Like 30
if you have to think about it, Rico, you're in trouble, dude.
That's awesome, dude. Though you think about it, that's pretty awesome. Have you been with somebody that long? It's like,
yeah.
Good, we're just rolling through life happy and healthy, and it's all that matters.
Yeah, she was a great one. I met her when I was in Barrie back September. I got down for a show and met up with Rico and Mrs. Rico for about half an hour, 45 minutes before I got thrown out. I got caught jumping the boards. They threw me out after the 3rd time.
There was a concert on the ice rink where the Barrie Colts play, the OHL, right? So the local radio station has a call-in show, and whoever calls in gets to go on the ice level, and whoever else is a guest, they're kind of in the stands or whatever. Still great views. Glorious Suns were playing with the guy from InXS. He was opening up for him. Like, it was actually a pretty good show.
Decent show. Yeah.
Yeah. So I met up with Tim. Like, hey, man, he's standing between here and the boards, and the security guard's like standing right here. I was like, okay, you can't cross this line. No problem. Me and him were shooting a shit, having a drink or whatever. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. And lights go down or whatever. And I guess
I was trying to jump the boards, trying to fucking sneak in. And first time he smiled at me, he goes, and I'm like, okay, no problem, right? I go fucking walk around, find another spot, nice and dark. I'm just going over the boards. The fucking lights shoot up from the stage. 3 guys are like, nope, you go back. I'm like, God damn it. So I waited till Glorious Sons came on, first or second song. I found a really nice dark spot. I thought I had it. I was good. I got both legs over the boards. As soon as they hit the floor, 2 of them grabbed me. You're done. I'm like, fuck. All right, see you later. Bye. So
they kicked you out?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seattle's up 4-1, and Jake DeBrus just scored another one. So Vancouver's up 4-0 with 5:29 left on the period there. They're going to win this game. That's a big win for Vancouver at home. Nice win.
Right.
Get JT Miller back. Nice stuff. Great having you on, Tim.
Thank you. It was good to be on. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's good to have some fun.
Yeah. We'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern for the College Hockey Show. Avi, we'll see you there. Then we'll have a little bit of break for the College Hockey Show. We won't be back till the new year, I don't think. I'll have to talk to Mike. We'll find that out tomorrow. We'll be back as a whole tomorrow. The show will be back tomorrow with an interview from the Hockey News with Sammy Silber. Look for that show. I don't have the time. I'm thinking 8 Eastern. I just got to get a time locked in with her. And then Rico, me, and the gang, everybody will be back Tuesday. Tim, if you want to join us, let us know. Always love having you. You're a degenerate gambler like these guys, so it's good to have you on. And you watch your hockey and you love it, and it always gives us a nice break from the realities of life. So
I get to watch Leaf games without having to jump through 5 hoops and hijack.
Without having to illegally
pretty much, suckers.
And we're gonna get down to a game. Yeah. Before you go back home, we're getting to a game.
Sounds good.
Take pictures and we'll show them on the show, man. Have a good time. That'll be so much fun. Every time I go to Toronto, I'm going to make sure I take Rico to a game or the Hot Take or both. It'll be good times. And if Tim, you're there, we all got to get together. So that'll be great.
Sounds good.
All right, fellas, have a good one. We'll be back. Like I said, 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, everybody that showed out. We had 10 people all night in the chat. So that was good stuff.
Yeah, everybody be safe. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Even though we still have a little bit of time.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody. We'll see you.
See you all.